The Dower sort of defensive arm wrestle.
It was a terrible game of footy.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly honest, a horrific game of footy. So, we're a part of it sort of thing, but it's not a game that I love, to be honest. It was 125 uncontested marks going backwards, sideways. We couldn't find a way through. Credit where credit's due, they defended really well. It's a different defence than we've been up against before. We sort of knew it was coming, but just didn't handle it too well. And it was a Dower struggle.
You say you did play a bit of a part of it, but is it sort of like the game that St Kilda
yeah, but it's a strength of theirs, and we knew it was going to be like this. We had to be better. We'll be better next time, but it's frustrating. We let a game slip. I think we should have, could have, but didn't win. We had our chances late, but we've got to be better this and more mature than this. I just thought we had a poor start once again, which is incredibly frustrating. And then we're sort of, with a game that's relatively low scoring, it's always a challenge. So, always hard to score against that sort of side, and we didn't do it well enough.
How big of a opportunity is this tonight, Damien? In the big picture of things, obviously you'd have liked the away win, but also that long jam of teams in the finals.
Yeah, we're a chance to take a step forward, and we didn't deliver, and a couple of sides would be on the same boat. So it's part of our journey. We're 12 games in or whatever it is, but it's a real one that I sort of walk away. It was an opportunity that we let slip, and it's frustrated, and fans will be frustrated. I know I'm certainly frustrated, and our players have been incredibly frustrated as well. But credit where credit's due, the Saints just strangled us. They did a good job of that, and got the game on their terms, and we didn't get it on ours. And that's generally how you win games of footy. It's what Ross does really, really well. So.
Just that free kick at the end against McAndrew.
Yeah, look, it was clearly, in my view, a free kick that was unwarranted. It's a tough. Those guys are battling all day. I just think, the umpire calls it. That's his job, but unwarranted for mine.
Sort of just the lack of feel for the game, I guess. The scores are at a premium.
Oh, look, you're asking the wrong person. I coach my lads to do a number of things right. They didn't do a number of things right tonight. I'll let the umpire for journey take care of that.
What do you say to Mac after that? Because obviously he's been pretty devastated on gut punch.
Yeah, I think so, but he was a star. I thought he was outstanding again tonight, and he nearly helped us win the game late. So, look, it's one of those ones, you ride the bumps and you'll learn from it, you'll get better at it. But, when two guys are going toe-to-toe, one's grabbing, the other one's grabbing, it's like, well, which way do you go? He's probably only looking at one person trying to give away the free kick, and it was a defender. So that's life. We move on.
Do you coach Mac to do the same thing again in those sort of scenarios?
Look, Mac defends well. End of the day, there's a reason he's one of the best defenders in the competition. He defends well, palms up and all that sort of stuff. There is going to be contact and incidental contact from time to time. So, it's a challenge. The game is incredibly tough, and we understand that. But, look, as long as they're consistent, that's all we ask for.
13 games in a row, on the road now lost. Do you feel like you'll just continue to tread water until you can finally get that monkey off the back?
Yeah, well, I've only been here a shorter period of time, obviously, and there's some things that we're working on, and obviously one of those is our away record, which obviously isn't great. What I've been pleased with is our home. We haven't lost a game at home. We get another opportunity, in 3 weeks' time to play again, but we've just got to make a strong understanding that, we've got to get better in this facet of the game, and part of that is on me as a coach and our coaches to make sure we get the best out of our players, to make sure they come prepared to play. We just didn't start well tonight.
Is that psychological? Because, you don't lose your ability when you hop on a plane.
Oh, look, there's elements to everything. I keep saying winning games away is tough. With our maturity level, and I'm loath to say this because we choose to be young, but we are young, if that makes sense. We've got to get better in that situation, and it's not an excuse, but the fact of the matter is we've got to understand that an away game, the crowd, all that sort of thing is, a cauldron-like atmosphere that we have to sit there and embrace. You can't shy away from those type of things, and as we get better and we play bigger games, we'll get better at that as well.
A couple of weeks ago, you were pretty vocal about the holding the ball decision. You essentially got your wish in the last 2 weeks. Have you sort of seen it play out in the last couple of rounds?
Oh, look, I think it was okay. I thought there were a couple. Once again, the game is challenging, and there's ones where you go, well, that should be one, that shouldn't be one. I think the game will be better for it, opening it up. The players have got to get a better understanding about. I was lucky enough to play with some of the very best players. Michael Long, for example. He knew when he was going to get tackled and he'd tap the ball and move it to the side. Players in that craft, we're just going to have to get smarter. I think we have to understand that the players will adjust accordingly and get better as the game. As long as we're consistent and consistently pay them, I think it'll be okay.
What is your view on Turk Miller's the tag with Marcus Windhager, and how do you feel that was umpired during the night?
Once again, look, tagging's a funny thing. You know, it's become a... He did a great job, don't get me wrong. You know, he limited Took's influence, and Took, you know, some things we can do a little bit better to get him free, but also we've got to allow the guy to run, you know, and Took's got to be able to run. And, you know, once again, I thought they did a great job of nullifying that. You know, the strength of Took as a player is he can get from contest A to B, and we just couldn't quite get the... From what I'm saying, from my point of view, we didn't move the ball well enough to allow Took to get in the game. The game was very stagnant. So that's, I'm not saying he held or anything like that. I'm saying it was on us. We didn't move the ball well enough, and the game was slow. So...
There was a bit of holding though.
Well, there's a lot of holding in AFL footy. End of the day, we hold, they hold. It is.
Can I just ask you, just on a bit of a positive note, the emergence of Bodie Ulan,
Yeah,
thing, especially in that last quarter, is just massive for you.
Yeah, he's a good player. You know, we've known it, you know, and he's been in our system for a number of years, you know, broken back. It's a great story, and he just keeps growing. He's very understated. You know, you sort of sit there and people talking about, well, you know, who's the next level of... You know, they lost 2 rising stars last week. He's had an outstanding patch. I think he's a really, really good player. He's only going to get better. He's incredibly brave. He's all we want a Suns player to be, so he's good. So, you know, played against a good team tonight. You know, the Saints were too good in a lot of facets of the game, and, you know, they're well coached and well drilled, and we've just got to get better. So,
How do you try and use the bye?
we'll freshen up, obviously, and go from there. There's some things that we know we have to improve, so we'll get some training in. We've been a little bit limited, obviously, with our, you know, the Darwin trips, and then we had 6-day break coming to this one, so it has been a little bit. We haven't done a lot of training over the last month, so we will be able to get some, you know, some things that we need to improve, and we will improve.
Any injuries tonight?
No, I think we're all good. Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.